Hey friends, welcome back. My name is Christine and we are going to be making a mint lip scrub out of mint from my yard. So let's go grab some. And just grabbing like 3 bigger leaves. That'll be the first start of my project. Maybe 4. Let's do 4 big ones. And we're going to bring these inside and add it to our sugar. So I'm just preparing this for the final product. So you actually have to let this dry for a couple of days. So what I'm doing is I'm actually taking those mint leaves. I'm going to have it just in a little bit extra minty. And I have a coffee grinder that specifically is just for my spices and things. So this part doesn't come out, which I'm kind of sad, but it still works great. I'll just spatula it out. So I have 4 mint leaves and I'm just going to drop them right in. And then I have 2 tablespoons of organic sugar and I'm just going to add that right in. I like doing it in smaller portions. It just is easier to control. So I'm just going to give this a couple of zaps. And like I said, I just picked this up at Salvation Army for like $5. So let me get this zapped. I'm just going to take a second and scrape the sides down and see how it's looking. It's smelling wonderful, obviously. It's looking good. I don't want to do it too much because you still want the scrubbing effect, but I'm going to give it 2 more zaps and then I'm going to pull it out onto my wax paper. All right, I think I'm satisfied with that. And that's kind of what it looks like. I only have my 1 light out, sorry. But you want it fine enough, but you'll still want the grittiness so that it will still kind of scrub your lips. So I'm just gonna get this out onto the wax paper to dry. I'm gonna dry it for a couple of days just because it's so humid right now where I'm located. And I'm literally going to put it underneath my fan on my dining table. So now I'm just going to kind of spread it out so that it dries completely over the next couple days. And then once it's dried out, see I see 1 big piece in there. Once it's dried out, you can zap it again before you add your carrier oil. And I just happen to have some Sweet Almond Oil on hand for other projects. But you can use olive oil, you can use fractionated coconut oil, and it's just such a fun little recipe. And I just have these little tins that I bought at a hobby store, and it just fills it up perfect. If you see any of my other videos, I'm getting ready for the holidays, and I'm just trying to get some projects done while I can. So now I am going to set this to the side after it's all spread out, and I'm going to let it dry, like I said, for 2 days. So this is just the start. It's a nice early morning. Did a little grounding on my way out to pick the mint leaves. And yeah, so that's what it looks like right now. So I'm just adding it to the mix of things that I have drying on my table, and my ceiling fan is right up above. So I do try to dry some things naturally. So I have some thyme and some basil. I think I've got a few mint leaves and then some oregano, etc. So I'm just going to add this to the mix and I'll see you in a couple days when we're ready to add the oils. Okay, so here we are. It has been a couple of days and everything seems to have dried out nicely. I'm just going to kind of get it moving around here on the paper. And sometimes you actually do have to use your chopper again, but I got out my little tamper. It's like for making tarts or what have you, so I'm probably gonna just use that. So we are going to finish this up by adding the almond oil, my sweet almond oil, which you can use other oils too, like you can use olive oil, you can use sunflower oil, etc. So I put it on this paper for a reason. So I just have my little jar out here and I am going to scoop it right into that. You can see how it's kind of chunked up now. I'm just going to move this out of the way. So you can see how chunky it is, and that's where your tamper comes in handy, just to make sure that there's no big chunks again. So it'll take a second here. So the consistency is what I would like, and you can leave it a little bit thicker if you'd like, but this is what I like. It's got just a few little extra bigger grains in it. So next is we're going to measure out the almond oil, and I'm putting 1 full tablespoon in it. And you can do a little bit less if you want it thicker. There we go. Adding that right to the mix here. And then I actually have my little mini spatula for, like, this is for my makeup products. It's called a spatty. If you ever see these, they are amazing for scraping out, you know, little tiny containers. So I'm just going to take this and kind of mix everything together. And you'll see that everything still kind of stays the green color from the mint. And I always make up just kind of smaller batches like this, so then you don't have a lot of waste. And I am going to get these few jars filled up here. And so that's kind of the consistency. You'll see it. And the moisturizing, I love using this sweet almond oil. I just feel like it's the most moisturizing because your lips, the skin on your lips is very thin. So you don't want anything too harsh. I don't like to use, because I'm using mint already, I don't like to use anything more than that'll make my lips, you know, burn, what have you, eucalyptus, etc. So I don't really add any essential oils to it. Some people do, but I'm just keeping it simple. Just this little 3 ingredients. And now let's get them in the jars. So the other little hack that I have is I actually have a little funnel that I normally use to fill my spices, etc. Washes up great. They do come in a couple different shapes or what have you, like this one is a little more oblong. This round one happens to be perfect to fit in my container. So I'm going to take my little cute little bamboo spoon and I'm going to scrape it in, push it through, and then I'm going to take my little spatula and tamp it down inside. So I have a plate underneath because it does tend to get messy. And you'll see that it tamps down really nicely. And you can add a little bit more if you'd like. But it looks pretty good. I can't wait for you guys to try this. Just make sure you have clean hands. And it smells wonderful. So I am going to get the other ones filled up with what's left here, and try not to waste any of this. Then I'm going to do a sample for you in the closing video. So I'll be right back as I finish filling the rest of these up. So here we are. I actually have a little bit left in my jar, which I just am going to do a sample for you. So you actually just take, oh, there's quite a bit on this spoon here. So you just take it on your finger the best you can as it fell to the floor. So I take about that much. And let's see if I can get a little closer. Just rub it on your lips. And it's just so nice and exfoliating. Try not to ingest too much of it. It's definitely not made for ingesting. And then you take your towel and just lightly go over your lips. And they should feel nice and renewed and smooth. Just make sure you get everything off. And then take your favorite lip balm, which I made my own beeswax lip balm, which you'll see that video, and just go over it. This is great to do, it feels good. This is great to do at nighttime. I don't know about you, but I always end up putting a little bit of lip balm on right before bedtime, etc., in case my lips dry out overnight. So the other fun fact is the original part that I did, so just making up the mint sugar, you actually can stop right there or make a bigger batch. That is so fun to put onto toast or put in some tea or what have you. So remember that as you're making these fun little concoctions yourself. You can stop right there, add them to any little thing that you have and ingest that. The part you don't want to ingest is the part where we've added the carrier oil, what have you. So I'll leave all those details in the description. And I so appreciate you stopping by today on your busy day to watch my channel. And if you like videos like this, super simple things to do to make sure that you're using the things that you have, like I went out and picked my own mint, I have sugar, and then I do happen to have the carrier oils around, but like I said, you can use olive oil. So using those things definitely saves a little bit of money. I make up a little batch like this. I have a few gifts to give out here shortly. And you don't want to make this too far in advance because it will dry out. But if it does happen to dry out, you can actually just add a few drops of the carrier oil back in and give it a little bit of a mix. So again, thanks for stopping by today. And if you like videos like this, hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Christine's Routines. Take care and God bless. Okay friends, here we go. So I do have some left in the jar, and I am just going to, well, that's not very much. I'm just gonna keep scraping here.